Sheldon Harrison. There never been no comparison. You're live on the show. Sit back and have a listen. Oh, it's a great day to be a Cyborg fan. Yes! Listen, y'all. LD MMAC, this your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Well, folks, listen. I'm going to start the video off by saying, I hate to say I told y'all. I tried to tell y'all. Okay? Some people didn't believe me. Some people did. Okay? And shout out to the people that did believe me. Listen, man. Listen. Oh, and shout out to Tay Brown. And I want to say Hollywood Hicks. And I think Rodney P. They kept telling me about this, man. You know, that Amanda wanted a $3 million bag to face Cris Cyborg. I knew it. I told y'all she was going to do this because Amanda Nunes, the reason why Amanda trying to retire. Listen, guys, I've been telling y'all this for about the last 2 years that Amanda Nunes wants out. She's trying to get out. She want to retire. You can even notice that Amanda not really focused on fighting like that anymore. She not. Okay, it's not even a priority anymore. Amanda is worried about now family, you know. And Amanda been saying for about 2 years now that she want to start a family, you know. That's what she been saying. She's no longer got that drive to fight like that, you know. She don't. And I know that's going to be hard for Amanda Nunes fans to understand, but she don't. Amanda don't have the passion. Now, Amanda is still a great fighter. She's a good fighter. She's a magnificent fighter, but she don't have the passion anymore to get in there and put it down. She don't want to no more. But I knew that she was going to be asking for a 7-figure payday. Okay, I didn't know it was going to be $3 million. I said between 1 to 2, but I didn't know she was going to ask for 3. But, and guess what's going to happen, okay? Dana White, he not going to like it. He ain't going to want to pay it. But he's going to have no choice but to pay it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Dana's going to have to pay this man because he'd be stupid not to give in and give her that money. Now, he going to try to play hardball at first and, you know, tell Amanda, no, she's not getting that. You're not getting that. But then, you know, you're going to look at the numbers. Cris Cyborg is a draw. Christiane Cyborg is a draw, okay? Amanda wasn't really much of a draw, but Cris Cyborg is a draw. And see, Cris Cyborg wants this fight. She wants to fight Amanda Nunes for the rematch, okay? And I think Cris deserves the rematch. I think she deserves it, okay? But let's really talk, okay? The money that they can bring in versus what they have to pay Amanda Nunes, it's stupid to say no, okay? He's going to have to give in to that. He's going to have no choice whatsoever. Amanda Nunes got Dana White by the ball-headed balls. He do. I mean, she do. She's got him by the testicles. And, you know, unfortunately, he going to have to do what he got to do to get this fight booked. Now, you know, we can say, well, Cris is in a bad spot. Cris don't have a lot of wiggle room. Actually, Cris Cyborg got a lot of wiggle room. See, Cris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes, this is double trouble for Dana White, okay? Dana White is going to have to give in to what they want. Now, this is going to allow Dana to lowball Cris, okay? He's going to have that option to lowball Cris Cyborg. And Cris, either she's going to have to maybe take a lowball offer or, you know, the fight won't happen. Because Dana White, he's not going to pay both of these two 7-figure paydays. He's just not going to do it, okay? He'll pay Amanda Nunes $3 million. Cris Cyborg ain't getting $1 million, okay? It's not happening. I can tell you that right now. But Cris will have to take an offer because if she wants to get this fight, if she wants to fight again, if she wants to fight Amanda Nunes again, she's going to have to do it. But this also leaves a balance of power on Cris's side. Because, see, Dana White, they want the money from this fight. They want it. Believe me. Trust me when I tell you, they are salivating over how much money they can make for this rematch. But Dana White is going to have to promise Cris Cyborg Amanda Nunes. And it's going to have to be in the fine print. Cris Cyborg and Ray Ellaby, they're not going to take any kind of a verbal agreement. Like, yeah, I promise you'll get Amanda. No. Cris wants that in writing. She wanted it in writing. She wanted a legal document. So in case something pop off, if the fight don't happen, Cris can sue for damage. Can sue. Okay? They're going to want a legal binding document. I already know how Cris Cyborg and Ray Ellaby, I know how they think to an extent. These people, they're very meticulous. They dot their I's, they cross their T's, and, you know, they're not going to let Cris take a deal that's not going to be lucrative. But unfortunately, though, it's not going to be as much money as she wants. Now that she want to fight Amanda. And Cris, to me, is a little bit more about legacy. She's more about legacy than Amanda is. Amanda don't really care about legacy. If a legacy fight happens to happen and if the money is there, Amanda will take it. If there's no money in the fight, Amanda Nunes, she's not taking it. She's just not going to do it. She's not. So Cris and Amanda, the reason why I say that they're double trouble, because Dana White is going to have to play ball. He may not have to pay Cris as much money, but he's got to promise Cris that she's getting Amanda Nunes. And the fight, more than likely, is going to happen at the end of 2019. It's going to have to, because 2019, that's, you know, the last show of the year. And the UFC, they want to maximize their profits and make the most money. What fight makes more sense? Is this fight right here. This fight makes a lot of sense. So he's going to book the fight. And for the first time, you know, Dana White, he's going to let a fight marinate. Okay, but we're not going to have to wait 2 years to see this rematch like we do in boxing. I mean, the end of 2019, at what? You know, we'll be there, what, in about 8 or 9 months? 9 months, we'll be at the end of 2019. So this fight will be working. It'll be a work. Okay, but now what I'm going to tell you, remember me telling y'all this. This is what's going to happen, okay? Before this fight happens, okay, Dana White got to properly market this fight. He's got to properly marinate it, and this is what he's going to do. He's going to force Cris Cyborg and Megan Anderson to fight. Cris is going to sign an extension, okay? She's going to have to fight somebody else before Nunes. That person will probably be Megan Anderson, okay? If Megan Anderson don't duck the fade for a second time. And he's going to maximize his profits again. He's going to have Amanda Nunes fighting Holly Holm. Okay, folks, that's just what's going to happen, okay? Watch what I tell you. They're going to fight, and they're going to maximize the profit. Cris will be expected to beat Megan. Amanda Nunes will be expected to beat Holly. Here's the thing, though. I see, in Chris's case, I think Megan Anderson is far more beatable than Holly Holm is for Amanda Nunes. Holly Holm she's very slick. And see, Holly creates a lot of problems. I don't care who you are. Holly Holm is going to create problems for you. And she's not a person that you're just going to walk through. Okay? She's going to be real careful. She's going to pick her spots. And see, Holly Holm can mess around and win 2 or 3 rounds on you. You know, you can let her just throw that. I mean, she ain't landing a damn thing, but it looked real good to the judges. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. You know, Holly Holm is a tougher fight for Amanda Nunes than Megan Anderson is for Cris Cyborg. So I think Cris takes the road of least resistance, but it's not by force. I mean, who is Cris going to fight? There's nobody else in the Division II fight except Megan Anderson, because all the so-called quote-unquote tough show winners, mysteriously now they're bantamweights. I mean, how was Dana White going to explain that? Oh, I know how, because he had every intention of killing that division anyway. But we will see that fight again, okay? Into 2019. I think they're going to restructure a deal for Cris that's going to make sense, okay? And they're probably going to have to give Cris about 3 fights. But the last fight on the restructuring of that deal is going to be Amanda Nunes. They'll probably try to, you know, they're going to make it worth their while. They're going to make it worth their while. And Cris and Amanda are going to be happy. So, unfortunately, guys, Big Daddy Dana Warbucks, he's going to have to pay Amanda the $3 million, y'all. I know. I'm not a fan of Nunes. But you know what? She's trying to take care of her business. And so is Cris. But Cris Cyborg deserves this fight. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to let y'all go. You see, Dana White, how he treat fighters, man. He treat Brazilians and even black fighters to an extent, man. You know, if Dana don't like you, he don't like you. And, you know, let's look at what happened to Demetrius Johnson. Really, the mistreatment of Demetrius Johnson. Y'all see how bad that, you know, Dana and the UFC, they did Demetrius Johnson? He was never even considered for a rematch. Isn't that something? Never considered Tyron Woodley for a rematch. But, you know, I don't like Tyron anyway. But, you know, Kamaru Usman, he's already off the fight Kobe Cup. They're already getting that fight set up. And Cris Cyborg, Dana, he was sitting there saying, well, no, a rematch won't make sense. Why? There's no need for a rematch. But when you look at the whole, you know, whole landscape of everything, Dana White knew that this particular fight was going to make a lot of money. The first fight did well. So, I mean, how can the second fight not do well? So, he would have been a dummy to not even consider this fight. Money talks, man. This guy say one thing and then he'll say something else. But if it's the money, Dana White all in. And unfortunately, it's too much money for Dana to turn down. And that's just the way that is. I'm done. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. Support the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.